Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I am traveling from London to Paris by bus, and I'm sure that's the reason why you're here. You want to know how that went and how the whole experience was. Well, welcome, because I'm going to be walking you through how I got to Paris taking the bus. So the first things first, the reason why I took the bus was not because I really liked the suffer, not really. It was because I had applied to get to Paris on the 19th of June, because that's when my program starts. But unfortunately for me, I didn't know that there was nothing that's going to get me to Paris to be able to meet the school bus for, I think it was 9:30. And so I'd already applied, and they said I was going to get there on the 19th, and there was a school bus leaving from Paris to the university campus. So by the way, I'm going to HEC Paris for a summer program, and there's a free bus taking us from Paris to the university campus, and I wanted to be on that bus. And so I simply would have just requested to get into Paris on the 18th, but being too honest, I said on the 19th. So and the flight that I actually booked initially was going to get me into Paris very late that day. So anyway, the best option was to go by bus overnight and get into Paris on the 19th morning, which I'm about to embark on right now. Anyway, I took the train to North Greenwich, and that's the stop that I actually chose. I think there is a stop at Victoria, Marbleash, and I'm not sure, Stratford, I'm not sure. But anyway, I chose North Greenwich. I'm just in front of the station there. I just walked across, and then I waited for the bus. So the rest of the journey continues. So guys, this is not Greenwich, and I just want to wash my face because it's going to be a really long journey. But yeah, quite a number of people are waiting to join the bus as well. So yep, so right now the time is 9:34, and the time for the bus actually 9:50. So quite a number of people are here waiting as well. I will do a 360 view, and more people are coming. Interesting. So we are going to Paris. Funny thing is, I always loved Paris. Paris has my heart any day, anytime. So it's great to experience it. Well, I haven't gotten there, but I hope to experience it soon. So let me explain to you the process. So I simply just bought a ticket online from Flix, and I watched some videos, and I was like, okay, this is not a bad option. And so that's how I ended up here, and I'm going to be walking you through the whole journey. So I took I think the ticket was for about £35. Yeah, just one way. And I even had I had space for extra things that I bought, to take with me to Paris, like food stuff and stuff like that, which if I was going with like an airline or something, that would cost me much more to go with those things. So the bus eventually came. I think it was about 5-10 minutes late, but still good timing. You can see we're on the queue. They checked for our tickets, but they didn't check for any IDs and stuff like that. They just checked for the ticket to be sure that you're on the right bus and at the right stop and stuff like that. They took my luggage. Thankfully, they didn't ask me for anything extra because I had so much. I had gone to a friend's place, and it's giving me extra stuff. But anyway, took everything, got on the bus, and I sat beside this very good, gentle guy, and we basically took off. So I had company along the way. He was telling me about his experience. He lives in Paris, and I was not so bored on the bus. So we talked for a bit. And I think the journey from that stop to Dover took close about 3 to 4 hours, and then enjoyed the trip.
Please have your passport ready. We're going to French passport control. Thank you.
So something very interesting happened here when we got to border control, and they needed to check our passport and then to stamp us in. So one of my major fears was the fact that I had calculated the journey. I was like, I hope we're going to get to Dover. No, not Dover this time. I was hoping that the passport check will not be done in Dover. It will be checked when we get to Calais. But unfortunately for me, they checked the passport at Dover. And so when we got to this point, it was 11:30 UK time, but French time, it was 12:30 already. So I wasn't sure what time they were working with, if they were working with the UK time or the French time, because I didn't want them to stamp a day before my visa got valid. And so I was just panicking for a second. I was the last person. I think I was the first person to get off the bus, but I was the last person to get to the border control guys because I was panicking. Then I went back to the driver and I was like, see, this is the situation. Right now it's 12:30 in France, but here in the UK it's 11:30. What's going to happen? The guy was just like, just go there and talk to them and hear what they have to say. Worst case scenario, they'll ask you to wait. And when I got there, the guy looked at the time and then looked at me. He was just like, this is 12:30 already. I was like, so why was I panicking the whole time? Why? So anyway, they stamped me in and then I got on the bus and the journey continued. So this other passport check was done for the UK. So this lady came on the bus and was scanning everyone's passport just to ensure that I don't. To be honest, I'm not really sure why, but I think it's just to make sure that I think it was just to know those who were leaving the UK. So if there are some people on their watch list, that would be a good point to catch them. Do you get? So she scanned everyone's passport. It took a while because we're over 50 something on the bus, so she had to scan everyone one after the other. One that's like scanning us out of the country. I think this was the last point, and after here we will head towards the ferry. And so that took a while, but we eventually completed it and we were on our way.
E essa você não tem nada de gordura, né? Igual você. Amiga, parece que vai ter uma reta. É que por... Eu imagino ela pelada e fala assim. Eu e a mãe também. Eu falo, mãe, a gente vai ter que pagar esse cheiro de glúteo. E o marido, essa criança.
We're gonna wait here for a while. There are some toilet facilities over there. The other side, if you wish, use toilet. Come back in 15 minutes, please. 150. The back door is open. It's the other door. Yeah, if you need to use toilet facilities, or come back in 15 minutes, please. So guys, we're at Dover now, and just came off the bus to the access to take some time to go use the restroom. And yeah, so we've been here for a while, so we're about to get onto the ferry. Some cars are also waiting on the line, just like our bus as well. So this is the bus, and then I don't know if that's the ferry.
So after spending over like 15 minutes, at this point, I just went to the restroom, and the reason why I went there was because I just needed to show you, just in case you're traveling, that you have that option to use the restroom there while you're waiting on the bus. Then secondly, I don't think there was a toilet on the bus. I'm not sure. Because I'm not sure. I think I saw something like that online, but however, I was pretty much fine throughout the trip. I didn't have to check or use one, so I can't really say. But then you also have this option here at Dover to use the restroom there. So when we got on the bus, we had to wait for a few minutes for some vehicles to disembark the ferry. I think they were coming from France as well, so we waited for them to get off, and then it was our turn to get on board, and it was a really beautiful experience. I was just like, oh wow, this is solid, a great infrastructure. And if you've not really been on this part of your journey in terms of like traveling via road or basically road transportation, it's a whole different experience entirely. Getting on a ferry and being transported to the other side, I found it really amazing.
Make your way up to the lounge.
So I go up to the lounge. It was really nice. Like I didn't expect it to be this beautiful. Like you had different. I'm sure it was less busy because it was late at night. I'm sure during the day, this would probably have a lot more people. So you have like different restaurants. You have play area for children. You have areas to sit, to get drink. For coffee enthusiasts, you definitely have so many spots to get coffee and food, snacks. Just so much to do. But because I was tired, and not necessarily that, I thought I had so much time. So I was just like, oh, no worry, let me just try to rest now, and then later on I would walk around. I was in for the shock of my life.
So we are right now on the ferry, and I'm just trying to sleep, rest my leg. Just had a quick snack and drank water. So tried to sleep for a few. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but we'll see. And when we get to Calais, the bus will come out of the ferry, and then we'll continue the rest of the trip. Alright, so let me try to catch a quick nap, and the journey continues.
Proceed immediately to the nearest assembly station by following the directional signs. Assembly stations are identified by a large green and white sign placed at
So I decided to catch a quick nap, and I closed my eyes for what I would say was for like maybe 10 minutes, but I think I slept for like 2 hours plus. And when I opened my eyes, I saw one of the staff there waking me up to go back to the bus. And everyone had everyone left already. I was just like, what? I looked around, it was empty. I was just like, what? How? Why didn't I hear anything? I was just in shock. I didn't even have the time to ask any questions or anything. The next thing I saw, I just started running to the bus. I was just like, what exactly happened? I can't describe it, but I have never slept that way. Probably because I was tired, maybe. But then I just rushed to the bus and I got it. I thought I was the last person. Apparently, a few other people were also late as well. But it wasn't time for us to get off the ferry. So I was just like, well, I can't feel bad. I'm not the only one. But then I found it really interesting because I actually wanted to, walk around. There's a part at the top where they say you can go smoke. I had seen a video. I was like, oh, I'll go there later. But that never happened. I'm so sorry. Probably the next time that I travel on the bus, I will go up there to, take a look at the ocean and, that other side of the ferry. But unfortunately, that didn't happen this time.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We arrive in your final destination shortly. When you're getting off, be sure you got all your belongings with you, and also appreciate that if you collect your rubbishes as well, because as we're going back to the UK tonight. Thank you. Yeah.
Guys, so you know what they say about everything that has a beginning must surely have an end. Yeah, this is the end of the trip. I hope you found it really interesting, and I hope that you get to try it someday, traveling to Paris from London by bus. Yeah, it was a great experience, and I highly recommend it. Right now I'm in a taxi heading out to meet with my schoolmates. We're taking a bus to the campus, so I will be sharing more updates on my time in Paris. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Isn't it very interesting that a Nigerian song came up on the radio while I'm just getting into Paris? Ha ha ha, the spirit is one. Catch you on the other side. Goodbye.